progress. We're going to register here.
Well, thank you, Mr. Voigt. Now we have one of our leading ladies from the South Dakota delegation.
Hello, everybody. I've been having a wonderful time. I'm Mrs. Gerald Coonsey from Alpena, South Dakota, Sanborn County Farmers Union. We talked to our congressman yesterday. I'm not sure what good we did, but we sure tried. Thank you.
And now the gentleman that provided us the most entertaining hours on our long trip down here, and when we got the blues, why, he kind of pulled us out of it.
Well,
name, please.
This is Andrew Brooks of Brule County. We're just having a grand time here. And we visited the Senate and the House of Representatives yesterday. We've done our best. We're all for 100% parity, MVA, loans for rural electrification, and we want more help down here. We hope that the next time we can double our group when we go to Washington. Well, goodbye, everybody.
This concludes the trip of your Farmers Union delegates in Washington, D.C. on the trip of February 2nd, 1950. We have seen our local Farmers Union delegates in action. We see now the necessity for farmers to come to Washington to impress upon our congressmen grassroots ideas and plans that they alone can put into law. We saw our National Farmers Union offices and how they act as an important link between the farmers and congressmen in Washington. Their office at 300 B Street Southeast at Washington is as much a part of your farming operations as your farm machinery and your land. We observed the attitude of Washington and the congressman's attitude of the farmers. We have tried to impress upon the minds of congressmen the need for the passage of a farm program.
To these people that have heard this record, the judgment of who are sincere, Senator Humphrey first, Congressman Case next, Congressman Lowry next, and Senator Gurney and Senator Munt. So you heard their speeches and talks to these gentlemen are the representatives of the Farmers Union delegates. And we leave that judgment of who is sincere and what we are up against when we come in.
Before finishing off here, I want to thank Mr. Floyd Barrett from around our territory, is it Gregory County?
Yes, Gregory County, Dixon.
Without his help, I don't think it would have been possible to make these recordings. I'll turn it over here to Mr. Barrett.
In conclusion to this Washington trip of South Dakota farmers on February 2nd, or otherwise known as Coyote Local number 606, we are sorry that some of the interviews of the members of the trip were unavoidably erased. It's impossible in the short time that we had to contact all of the South Dakota delegation. But we want the people of the various locals who sent delegates to know that they were certainly well represented by the people, by such people as Gilbert Hoffman of Dallas, Pam Borkus of Reliance, Mrs. L.H. Christ of Kimball, Esther Carmen of Kimball, Velma Haig of Woonsocket, Ivan Knox of Alpena, E.H. Ewer of Letcher, J.G. Hooker of Fulton, John Bartell of Alexandria, Darrell Bolster of Gan Valley, Howard Guffey of Westington Springs, Lester Cafey of Westington Springs, Ward Keyser of Westington Springs, Art Johnson of Coleman, and H.C. Mullet of Olga. In behalf of the members of Coyote Local 606, I wish to thank Mr. Emil Lorix, who had charge of us in the nation's capital. He certainly must have felt more than once, as did the old woman in the shoe of nursery fame. Mr. Lorix's capability as a guide and historian, and most important, a voice for the Farmers Union of South Dakota, cannot be overestimated. The people of the state that hear these recordings can certainly judge the importance of having a very capable leader for the various delegations sent to Washington. Mr. Lorix certainly is a very capable statesman. I would also like to thank Mr. Loudon-Heller of IDEA, whose foresight made these recordings possible. It's meant a lot of extra work and missing several meals. In order to take the recording in the various Senate office, the Capitol Hill is on DC current. It is necessary to secure proper equipment to change the current from DC to AC. He then had to get permission from the senators to record their interviews. Last but not least, consent from the building electrician to plug into the current. Know the people of the various locals of the state that will hear these recordings will certainly have a better idea of what actually went on in Washington during the trip of their delegates. This wire recording has been reproduced so that we now have a master copy. In reproduction of this recording, certain unessential parts have been eliminated. It also has been reduced in half-hour spools so that the messages will be more effective. These reproductions are not perfect, but we do feel these messages will play an important part in the future policies of the farmers of South Dakota. We also wish to thank Mr. White of Bob White Radio Shop of Gregory, whose equipment made these reproductions possible. I thank you.